There's a war going on. A silent war. Actually, quite the opposite. There's a ton of screeching going on, and it takes place in the tabletop community, specifically on Games Workshop related topics. I know because I'm one of the people who screeches a lot. What is this war? It's the war of standards. Standards is something that seems to have vanished from this hobby over the last 15 years, and I'll explain my reasoning behind this later. But right now, a quick disclaimer. There are two camps when it comes to hobby. The purists, I suppose you can call one of the camps. This is the group of people which wants to see fully painted models, conversions and kitbash miniatures which really reflect the lore, the artwork, and they generally seek to hold the game to a high standard. The other camp is the opposite of the purists. They can be called the exceptionists, because they pretty much accept anything. The thought train in this camp is that it's just a hobby, it's toy soldiers and plastic, it's meant for fun. Let people have fun, let them enjoy themselves, even if they aren't very good. Now, it's perfectly fine to be in either of these two camps. Remember how once people could have different opinions on things, and we didn't just scream at them and say they're Nazis or cucks or cunts or they're ruining the hobby? I remember. Anyway, here's why the exceptionists are completely wrong. Strap in, because here comes a classic Outer Circle rant. Once upon a time, Games Workshop, they had a standard. They set a standard in all of their stores. And the standard pretty much was, if it isn't painted and based, you can't play it. If it isn't the correct model, or a near enough facsimile, then you can't play it. If it isn't WYSIWYG, that's what you see is what you get, as in, you say it has a plasma pistol, it should be on the model. Then you can't play it. If it isn't a legal army, as in you don't have 2 troops, 1 HQ, then you couldn't play it. If you didn't have the rules, well, you couldn't play it. And even if it was painted, it had to be a 3-colour minimum. Now, this is a general set of standards, and most stores seem to adhere to them. This was obviously during my formative years as a child and then a teenager. I didn't bitch about it, I didn't complain. I just bought my models and started building and painting. And I made some truly awful models with bad paint, bad conversions. But you know what? People told me it was shit. And rather than cry myself to sleep, my pride got hurt. And you know what happens when you hurt my pride? I say, fuck you, I'll do it, I'll improve, just to show you that you're wrong about me. Now, I'm going to be very honest here. If it wasn't for the negative criticism I've had all throughout my life, I wouldn't have improved as a person. I did the same thing when I joined the army. I was shit at running long distances. So, I started running every morning until I could run 2.5 Ks in under 10 minutes. I couldn't do more than 35 push-ups. So, I started benching every second day, 50 kilo bench presses, 2-second cadence, until I could comfortably pump out 70 push-ups without a rest. Same thing goes when I went parachuting course. Same thing when I went for special forces. If someone said I couldn't do something, I set my mind to doing it, and I improved myself until I could. I freely admit that my pride is one of my biggest weaknesses. Now, the problem is when Games Workshop started removing their standards, one by one. First, in 4th edition 40k, they said it didn't need to be painted anymore. Then it became okay to use counts as models in stores. Is it more customer friendly? Yes, it is. It's kind of ironic though, because I often shit on Games Workshop for not being very consumer friendly, because frankly they aren't. But here they fouled up. In my eyes, the exceptionist crowd, the people that accept everything, they had their place. They had their homes, their games clubs, things like that. Whatever events they could organise and run. A place where they could allow in anyone, whomever they wanted with any standard of quality. Games Workshop though, they were supposed to be the benchmark. They set the standard. And instead they lowered the bar for entry. And for what? In the hopes that a niche hobby would become more popular perhaps? I don't know. But doing this devalued the hobby. Prizes, competitions like Armies on Parade actively awarded mediocrity, rewarding people who are frankly no good at the hobby. Me, I'm the cunt in all this because I'm the person who took the time out to point it out in video after video, in public forums that, hey, should this model win this? Is it any good? If not, then why is it winning? And I became a bad person for pointing that out. Thing is though, if you devalue something, people do understand it becomes worthless, right? My army's on parade medals. They don't mean shit because nobody knows where I stand on the spectrum. Did I earn them? Did I just win because friends voted for me? Now, this cancer that is shit hobby and low standards has crept into every nook and cranny, with the exception of us asking for more and more ground on more and more forums, more and more events, when all I want for them to do is essentially stay in their lane, as it were. They want to have their cake, they want to eat it too. They want to post pictures of shit hobby and shit conversions, and then when they ask for criticism and they get constructive feedback, they kick up a stink. Pages like the infamous 40k for grown-ups will actively kick people just for pointing out something is bad or hurting feelings. What the fuck is going on? Tournaments are now full of grey plastic armies. The London GT organisers couldn't even be fucked using the Games Workshop terrain supplied to them by Warhammer World, and instead opted to use polystyrene pieces with no paint or detail on every table for their competitive 40k gaming tables, whilst at the same time asking for a full £50 entrance fee to attend the event and demanding of the players fully painted armies. Double standards much? And I don't care if it was good line of sight blocking terrain, they could have put some fucking effort in. Just saying, it's not hard. But of course, when you spend all your money on yourself, allegedly, and pull the terrain out of your ass a week before the event, yeah, you're not going to put much effort into it, are you? The purists, well, they can also go too far in places. There are some who are so 30k elitist, they just want to see nothing but 30k parts, and some are even resin purists. If it's not all Forge World, doesn't count. Myself though, to be crystal clear, I just care if someone put the effort in. If you just play your 40k army as a heresy army, I don't find that acceptable. That's just my personal standard, and everyone has their own standard, and that's just fine. But stop trying to push your standard where it's unwelcome, however. If you attend a large heresy event, for example, chances are people will shit on you if you attend with grey plastic. Now, some defend the person who has the grey plastic and says, oh, well, maybe they didn't have the time, etc., to complete it. I, however, say, how come everyone else could somehow manage to complete it, including people like myself? I run one business, help run another. How can I find the time to do it, record these videos, live my life, spend time with my partner? And yet someone turns around and they say, oh yeah, well, you know, I'm studying at university or I work part-time, but I couldn't find the time to paint any of this grey army. I just find that a really poor excuse. Now, by the same token, however, if you go to someone else's house, why should you go in expecting their whole army to be painted to a pristine level like Golden Demon or something? If you're playing casual games down a local club, who gives a shit what state their army's in? Whatever you and the other player agree on is all that matters in that circumstance. Now, that's the first part of this rant done. But just a general look at the shit show that is the standards of our hobby. Now let's talk about the worst part, the inclusivity part. See, this community draws in all types of people, which is fine, perfectly a good thing. The hobby is here to be enjoyed. However, that doesn't mean that everybody is a good fit for a community, nor does it mean you have to tolerate everyone. Now, before everyone gets all offended, what do I mean by this? Well, I've spoken in passing about it before, but everyone has that guy, that one guy, or sometimes girl, maybe even an Apache attack helicopter. This person/helicopter is just shit. Now, for whatever reason, maybe they're antisocial, maybe they're a terrible hobbyist who dumpster dives and builds their miniatures out of chicken carcasses. Maybe they always play the victim card when called on their shit, and they get otherwise great people banned or kicked from communities. Is this shit cunt the person you want to have in your community? For what? Why? For their sake? For their feelings? What about the other 99% of the community? Do they have to just put up with this 1%, this shit human, just to include them? See, this is a big problem in our community right now. Too many shit people with no standards, and it's having an impact. There's more division than ever, more complaining than ever. And yes, I'm very self-aware right now as I'm looking at myself complaining about issues in our community. But everything just seems to be getting worse, not better. For some reason, we've decided that for the sake of inclusivity, we're going to accept the worst. And has it actually made anything better? What has gotten better in this hobby because of this? And the answer is nothing. That's the end of my rant. Now, I think it's important to point out there are actually some exceptions. You see, before I record an episode, I often run it by one or two close friends. And one pointed out to me how ITC events are starting to actually hold people to a higher standard. And frankly, that's great to see. When 8th edition launched, 8th edition 40k I'm referring to, it was a mess. The rapid release cycle meant that hardcore players were constantly chasing each trend, and it meant that nobody ever seemed to really be on top of the actual hobby part of the game. But it's starting to sort of work out now. Are we rounding a corner on this trend? I can only hope so. I'm also led to believe that Games Workshop has even pulled their support for the London Grand Tournament next year after the shit show it was this year. As I say, don't forget, they made something like £22,000 out of the event, and I don't know where it all went. You gotta wonder. People seem to stop questioning it though after the TOs started making a big song and dance about some cheating incident. Not deflection at all. I keep bringing that up. Wonder if we should look into that again. But yeah, if Games Workshop is taking a stand, frankly, that's great to see because they're so important to doing so. You see, we've come through a rough few years as a community. Let's try and remember how both the exceptionists and the purists think about the issue. Remember that for some, it is a silly little game, but for others, they've invested thousands of dollars or whatever currency they use, and they don't appreciate being made to feel like their minis are worthless. Remember that some people are terrible at the hobby, but if you foster them, maybe they'll get better. But they'll never improve if you shield them from reality. If you're going to criticise someone, try not to be rude about it either. Saying, I like it, perhaps thin your paints a little more down to a milk-like consistency, is more helpful than saying, that's shit. Perhaps go and kill yourself so my eyes don't have to suffer from your terrible work ever again. Also, remember the environment you're in. If you're in an all-inclusive environment where anything goes, such as 40k for grown-ups, just do what I did. Leave. Because you'll never convince them to change. If you attend a local gaming club, sit down and listen to what they have to say, get to know them. Don't comment on the quality of their work at all. You're a guest. It's just people getting together. There's no need to be a cunt. That's really all I have to say in today's episode. That's the topic in a nutshell. No doubt we'll have to cover it again, but not for a while, I hope. Unless the comments section turns really toxic today because I call people Apache attack helicopters. Now, as a little post note, here's a bonus for you this episode. This week a person contacted me about their miniature. How it was used in one of our videos, and they didn't feel that it was fair that we use their intellectual property and that they are doing everything in their power to remove it. Those on Facebook and Discord, they're already aware of the saga. Now for those who have YouTube channels or are curious about how the law works, this is how it works. I can use any video, photo, music, written word, etc. that I want in my videos, so long as it's transformative. As in, you have to do something with it. Critique it, talk about it. You can't just copy it verbatim. Also, you need to give credit where possible and act in good faith in giving credit. If you can't track down the original source for an image, say, if this is yours and you wish for credit, please contact me. I'll be glad to credit you in the video, because it is really hard to do it sometimes. You'll look up an image and you'll find 6 different versions of that image, all in 6 different places, and you'll never know who the original person that created it is. It does happen. So this is how I personally do it. I also will let anyone repost whole episodes of our shows just so they can critique them. That's fine. That's how it's done. Even if I disagree with what they're saying, it's their right to do so, and I will never take that away from them. Now, if you're like the person who contacted me and you start your email with, I'm reporting you for using my model in your videos, I'm not going to be nice about it. If you ask me nicely and say, hey, Macca, I don't like your videos, and I don't feel comfortable having my miniature shared this way, I'll probably arrange something. Edit that part out of the video, or, do my best to cover it up, whatever works. But threaten me and then admit that I'm legally within my rights with what I've done, and then still call me a cunt, I'm definitely not going to go out of my way to be friendly. I'm funny like that. Just so everybody knows, the Outer Circle does not negotiate with terrorists. See you all next time.